Hi, welcome to Movie Digest. In this video I'm going to explain 2019 horror thriller movie, titled Countdown. Spoilers ahead. The movie opens with a group of friends at a house party and having drinks at the table. A girl shows them an app she is using that counts calories. Another girl wants to download it and searches for it, but she finds the wrong app called Countdown. By reading the description, she gets to know that the app will tell you exactly when you are going to die. Quickly, they made a game out of it. The person who's gonna die first has to finish all the drinks on the table. Everyone gets excited except for Courtney. She reluctantly does it and installs the app. Everyone at the table gets 30 to 60 years of life. Courtney gets upset as she got only 3 hours to live and shows it to them. They make fun of her and tell her to finish the drinks by obeying the rules of the game. Her boyfriend Evan comes over and drinks on her behalf. Later, they both go to their car and Evan was excessively drunk and wasted. Realizing that, Courtney asks him to walk her to her house. He asks if she is being worried because of that app, and tells he will not kill her. She gets out of the car and starts walking. He tries to convince her but gets annoyed and leaves from there angrily. Courtney gets a notification saying she broke the agreement, and somebody starts following her. The app says she has less than 2 minutes to live, causing her to rush into her house. The app keeps buzzing, so she powers it off. She goes into her bathroom and gets more fearful, so she checks the shower curtain. She then goes to drink but hears the curtain move again. The phone buzzes again and something grabs her upside, then drops her down, breaking her head. She dies when the countdown runs to 0. Meanwhile, Evan had a car accident, and the seat where Courtney was supposed to be is destroyed. Few days later, Quinn Harris, a nurse, rolling a cart through the hospital. She walks into a room and finds one of her patients didn't finish his lunch. She goes to find him, and he is sitting alone in a hospital's closed wing. It's Evan. Seeing him nervous, she starts a casual talk to calm him down for surgery. He shows Quinn the Countdown app, which says he got only 19 hours to live. He tells her that app predicts the death. It killed his girlfriend as her timer reached 0. Evan gets scared and thinks he will die during his surgery. Quinn tells him not to worry about the app, as they made only to scare people. They head back towards his room and Quinn was stopped by Amy, the head nurse, and asks Quinn to follow her. She gets surprised by the staff with a cake as she passed her test. As they were sitting together and enjoying the cake, Quinn talks about the app and some of them already heard of it. Scott quickly downloads and shows he got over 50 years to live, and so does Dr. Sullivan. Suddenly, a man brings in a woman, which is the case of drug overdose. The staff treats her right there on the floor. They give her a drug that counteracts for what she has taken. The woman wakes up. While Quinn is leaving, she gets app link on her phone. She downloads it, enters her information and agrees to the terms and conditions. She gets horrified as the app tells she got only 2 days left to live. Suddenly, Dr. Sullivan walks into the elevator and flirts with her, but she tries to cut him off. Later that night, Quinn is filling her nursing documents and gets a problem as she needs information from her birth certificate to complete it. Quinn doesn't have it, but knows where to find it. She goes to her parents' house. She finds it in her mom's desk. Quinn suddenly hears a sound from the closet. She opens it and finds her sister Jordan, along with her boyfriend. He put on the clothes and leaves. Quinn warns her to not bring boys to home. Jordan gets angry and tells her to stop being mom. She scolds Quinn for not seeing her often. Quinn feels sorry and tells her she is officially a nurse now. Her father wakes up and comes to greet her. He asks her if she could visit her mom's grave that weekend, for which Quinn agrees and leaves from there. Next day, Evan is all set for the surgery. He looks at his phone, which says he got only 3 minutes to live. Evan gets out of the room to skip the surgery, and the app notifies that he broke the user agreement. He sees a ghostly figure behind him in the mirror, but when he looks back there is nothing. He immediately runs towards the staircase and the entity follows him. The lights go off and the app keeps notifying him the time he got. Evan cannot get out as the door got locked. He hears footsteps and looks with the light on his phone, but couldn't see anyone downstairs. Evan then sees Courtney, but she isn't Courtney. The dark entity took her form and comes to attack Evan. His phone falls down the stairs and he falls down too, by the timer hits 0. Later, Quinn comes to her shift and Amy tells her about Evan. Quinn gets worried and remembers about the app. She goes to his room while another nurse is packing his stuff. Quinn takes over by telling that Amy is calling her. She goes through Evan's things and finds his phone. Since it's locked, she goes to the morgue and takes out Evan's body to unlock the phone with his finger, which doesn't work. She opens his eyes and manages to unlock his phone, only to find out the countdown got to 0. She puts the body back into the freezer. Quinn gets nervous and watches her phone as she got a little less than 2 days to live. As per the countdown, she dies before the weekend, and couldn't visit her mother's grave with her father and sister. So she calls her father and cancels the plan. The app sends her a notification that she broke the user agreement. As she was passing through the hall, there was a strange object in the room. She comes back and finds no one there. Suddenly Dr. Sullivan appears, which scares Quinn and asks her help to assist him with a patient. She has to fix a machine, but she gets anxious and unable to do it. When she is about to leave, he stops her and tries to comfort her. Then he suddenly forces himself upon her. Quinn angrily pushes him back and leaves the room. She runs to Amy and about to tell her what just happened. Sullivan comes out and calls for Amy, not giving Quinn a chance to tell her. That night at her home, Quinn tries to uninstall the app, but couldn't do it. So she searches online and finds Courtney. She gets to know many people died mysteriously because of that app. Quinn sees a video, where a girl is telling that she is being haunted and seeing things. Just then, her timer reaches 0, and she got killed. Many people consider it to be fake, and Quinn gets relaxed for a bit and closes her laptop. Quinn suddenly sees dead Evan. She leaves the room out of fear and app sends another notification. She breaks the phone out of desperation, but the timer still runs. Quinn leaves the house and sleeps in her car. Next morning Jordan wakes her up, and they both got to her apartment. Jordan picks the broken phone and finds a notification. She gets to know about the app and Quinn got only one day to live. She makes fun of the app and asks if she could stay with her, since their father went on a work trip. Quinn tells her it's not a good time to stay, so Jordan angrily leaves from there. The app sends another notification. Quinn goes to a store to get a new phone and a new number. She quickly unpacks the phone and checks for the app. She gets a sigh of relief, as the app doesn't exist on that phone. While she was leaving, a notification arrives, and the Countdown app appears on the phone. She asks the store guy about the app. He tries to uninstall it, but couldn't do it and she leaves. Another customer asks the store guy about the app. Quinn gets into her car. She sees a demonic figure in the rearview camera. She looks back and finds nothing. Suddenly, the demonic figure grabs her from the back seat, causing her to ram into another car. She gets out of the car, while the other car guy starts screaming at her. The customer from the store, Matt, comes to her rescue and sends that man away. He then shows Quinn the countdown that he got only 18 hours to live. They go to a bar to talk about it, and they think they should read the user agreement of the app. Matt makes a crazy guy in the bar to download it. They read the agreement, which says they have to accept the fate, and any changing the course considered as a breach of the agreement. Matt and Quinn go to the hospital to meet Father David, and they tell him what are they going through, and ask him about the demons. The father says he doesn't believe in demons, but he suggests someone who is qualified to deal with those things. While they were leaving, Amy calls Quinn to talk and Matt goes to the washroom. A barefoot kid tries to get in his stall. Later he hears him crying and walking through the stalls, like there is nothing in between. Suddenly, the lights flicker and it goes off. Matt goes to check on him. There's no one in there, and someone appears behind him and calls his name. That boy suddenly attacks him. The lights turn back on and there is no one. Meanwhile, Amy takes Quinn to the meeting with hospital management and Dr. Sullivan. Quinn learns Sullivan has tricked the staff into thinking she sexually harassed him, resulting in her suspension. Quinn angrily explains to them what really happened and walks out. Quinn and Matt go to a place which Father David suggested. They found Father John, who was in his room, and he gets super excited when they asked him about demons. John tells them about an ancient history, where a young prince meets a gypsy woman before a battle. The prince asks her will he survive the battle. She gives him the scroll, which tells the exact moment of his death, just like the timer on the app. She warns him not to use it to save himself, but he sends his younger brother to the war. He goes back to her, telling death is coming after him. She tells him it's not death, the demon named Ozan is after him to torment until he dies as per the scroll prediction. John says the app is like the modern version of it, and they should find someone to hack it. They go to Derek, the store guy. They convince him to do it by offering their credit cards. Derek hacks into the code. They find out the countdown for all the people who are using the app. Derek increases his countdown, and it works. They find Jordan's countdown too. Who got the same countdown as Quinn's. Derek changes her countdown as well. Jordan watches that change on her phone, but her keeper takes Jordan's phone. Matt and Quinn thank Derek for adding few decades to their countdowns. Quinn offers Matt to stay with her that night. Before they were going to sleep, Matt tells her a story of stealing sick brother's toy and Quinn sharing how her mom dies in an accident, while she was looking for her after she went to a late-night party. They both regret for their actions. She asks him to sleep on the bed. The two were sleeping on bed. In the midnight she hears a cracking sound and tries to wake up Matt. The real Matt opens the door while the demon, which took the form of Matt, attacks Quinn. Matt immediately pulls the sheets, and the demon disappears. The app goes back to its original lifespans, much to their shock and horror. Quinn thinks of Jordan and immediately calls her, but the lady took her phone. Jordan hears the ring and goes to get her phone. She then slides the notification of her countdown, and it changes to the original lifespan. When something seems approaching to her room, she checks outside and closes the door. When she turns back, the light gets on and the door is open. She hides under the bed. The demon took the form of her mother and asks her where is her sister. The demon pushes the bed aside suddenly, and her dead mother appears. Jordan rushes to the door. Quinn and Matt were just arrived. They rescue Jordan and they return to Father John. He reads the code in Latin and finds out it's a curse. He theorizes that they can break the curse if someone dies before their countdown ends or lives for even a single second afterwards. They start making preparations for the protection rituals and paint the floor, where no impure spirits can cross that circle. Matt checks his timer and he gets nervous and steps aside. Quinn goes to him and kisses him. The lights get shut and all of them steps inside the circle. The demon approaches them. John starts praying, and the demon keeps moving but can't get inside the circle. It suddenly disappears and app starts blaring. Suddenly, a toy robot approaches the circle, which is only visible to Matt. He was lured out by the form of his deceased younger brother Jeffy. Matt steps out of the circle and demon drags him away. Quinn runs after him. As she approaches him, Matt gets hit by a speeding truck and dies by the timeline. Quinn is then forced to rush Jordan to the hospital after she is seriously injured by a previous attack from Ozan. As Jordan was being treated, a fellow nurse approached Quinn and tells her she knows what happened with Dr. Sullivan. He has done the same with her, too. She will support her if she goes after him. Quinn realizes she could kill Sullivan before his time to end the curse. She goes to her sister and they both reconcile. Jordan wants to spend their last moments together. Quinn says it's not their last few minutes since she got a plan. She goes to Sullivan's office, where she apologizes and entices him. He asks her what she wants. She says she wants her job back and calls him to the closed wing. Sullivan enters the closed wing and Quinn plays along. Suddenly, she hits him with a rod and wants to inject morphine. Just before injecting, Jordan appears and stops her. Sullivan gets dragged away by the demon. As the plan seems to work, she goes to find him. Meanwhile, the demon attacks Jordan to kill her on time. While Quinn was looking for him, he attacks and knocks her out. She retaliates and hits him back, but the demon pushes her back and the Sullivan escapes from there. The demon attacks Jordan and about to kill her. Quinn suddenly shows up with an injection, and says her last words to Jordan and about to inject the drug. The demon takes the form of her mother to divert her while the time is running out. Jordan pleads her not to kill herself, but Quinn purposefully overdoses on morphine, sacrificing herself before her timer ends and proving the app wrong. The demon couldn't take her as she lifted the curse. She cries on her sister's dead body, but she sees the name of a drug written on her arm and sees that bottle. She injects it on the Quinn's arm, the antidote, and revives her. Their countdown timers stop. Sometime later, while visiting her and Jordan's mother's grave, Quinn receives word of Sullivan's arrest from her sister, and after more nurses have come forward to accuse him. While leaving, Quinn gets a notification the Countdown 2.0 has downloaded itself onto her phone, to the shock of her and Jordan. In a mid-credits scene, Derek is on a Tinder date when his Countdown app informs him he has broken the user agreement. The lights in the restaurant go out before he is attacked by Ozan. That's how the movie ends. For more content, please subscribe.